Hey guys, so here is a full leg workout. I've decided to do a voiceover throughout the entire workout so I can explain the purposes of some of these exercises and form. So here we go. So I started the workout off with deficit deadlifts. A deficit deadlift is the same as a regular deadlift, but you're standing on a platform that will increase your range of motion. So this is going to give you a stronger pull. It's also going to help you build power from the bottom of your lift. So this is just to increase your strength when you're doing a regular deadlift. Next, I'm doing pause sumos, and this is at 55% of my 1 rep max for 3 sets of 10 reps. So pause lifting variations can be used to develop strength at any sticking point. Pause lifts require extended time under tension, so they're also great for building muscle. Basically, they're going to help improve your deadlifts. So the length of time for a pause can vary, but you want to pause at least 2 seconds. I love pause sumos because I definitely feel more of a burn in my glutes than without a pause. Now for both of the deadlift variations I showed you, so the deficit deadlifts and the pause sumo deadlifts, if you're a beginner, I wouldn't really suggest doing these yet. I'd just work on the basics for now, but if you're like intermediate, I would suggest starting to implement these. Okay, so next I'm doing split squats. So for these, you want to step out further from the bench in order to feel the exercise more in your glutes. Sometimes I'll have to hop my front foot around a little to properly adjust once my back foot is on the bench. Careful not to fall. I've fallen, so that's okay. The key with these is to always be pushing your weight through your heels and to make sure you're going down to parallel. You're not going to get the full benefit of the exercise if you aren't going down low enough. So even if you have to like look in the mirror and see your depth, that's fine. Although whenever I do that, sometimes that's when I fall. So just make sure your balance is okay and your depth is too. Okay, so next is my favorite glute exercise, and it is barbell hip thrusts. It's important that you don't use a bench too high for these. So at my gym, most of the benches are really high. They hit well above my knee, which is way too high for me. So I use the bench press benches, which are much lower. The bench is comes up to like mid shin for me, or maybe like just below my knee. So this allows me to get a proper angle in the exercise. When I'm at the top of the movement, I make sure my hips are parallel to my upper body, which I wouldn't be able to do with a higher bench. If you only have super high benches at your gym and the exercise doesn't feel right for you, I suggest to just do glute bridges off of the floor. It's not the same exercise, but you're gonna have your form correct, and it also is a very good exercise. So next I did leg extensions, which I filmed at the worst possible angle because there was nowhere to put my camera. So for these, you basically want to make sure the machine is set up correctly for you. You want your knees to be lined up with the point of the machine that is rotating. So for reference, you can see the red circle when I extend my legs. It's like on the machine. That's what you want your knees to be lined up with. So the other part of the machine should be on your ankles. You don't want it up on your shins or on your feet. And then make sure the movement is controlled. I feel like it's easy to be tempted to swing the machine up and down really quick, but make sure you're not using momentum. Okay, and I finished the workout off with a superset of cable pull-throughs and cable kickbacks. First exercise is the cable pull-through. So this is a hip hinge movement, so you want to focus on pushing your hips back and then bringing them forward and squeezing the glutes. It's similar to a hip thrust except you're standing. So today I was bending my knees a little more to put extra emphasis on the glutes. If I were to keep my knees straighter, I would feel the exercise more in my hamstrings. Then I went straight into cable kickbacks. I keep my working leg relatively straight in these, but never with a locked out knee. Then I just kick back and up. So the key for these is to keep your lower back tucked. You don't want to be arching your back, kind of like when it looks like you're like really sticking your butt out, because then it's going to put less emphasis on your glutes and more on your back. And again, you want to make sure it's controlled and really squeezing at the top. Since this isn't like a larger compound movement, you just want to make sure it's really controlled and you're feeling the exercise in the right places. Okay, and then I finished off the workout with a series of stretches. Obviously, this clip is sped up. You want to hold each stretch for at least 20 seconds. Even if I'm in a hurry to get out of the gym, I do try and do at least a few stretches because I have neglected stretching in the past and gotten injured. And stretching also prevents soreness, which is always good to prevent. I mean, a little bit of soreness is okay, but, you know, stretch it out. And that's it. That's the end of today's workout. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe. And thanks for watching this video. Bye!